Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again. It is Monday, January the 5th. We're here to look at the new releases that are published this week. And there are some books this week. The last couple weeks have been very light because of the holiday. And we are not quite up to normal, but we are getting closer. Alrighty, quick announcements. I think we're back to our regular schedule. We might not have Friday morning depending on how we get through what we have. Just depends. But otherwise, sprints are at normal times and so forth. Hope you had a good weekend. Alright, let's look at Cozy Mysteries. First up, an historical mystery series that I very much enjoy. Speaking of historical mysteries, January is the Midwinter Histmist Readathon month, so if you'd like to participate, there are no prompts or anything. Just read a historical mystery where your mood takes you, your interest takes you. You have the entire era of history. This one is in the Sparks and Bainbridge series, set right after World War II, and this is called Fire Must Burn, 8th in this series. London, 1947. After recent events have left the normally steadfast Iris Sparks thoroughly shaken, she's looking forward to some peace. With the right sort doing well, she and business partner Gwen Bainbridge are due a holiday, until Iris's former boss enlists their help for a secret mission. Iris, who left British intelligence after the war, is being recruited for her Cambridge connection to one Anthony Danforth. She hasn't seen Tony in almost 10 years, yet she and Gwen must manipulate him into hiring their marriage service. Tony's suspected of being a Soviet operative, and an undercover agent posing as his perfect match could discover the truth. Despite her reluctance at being dragged back into the world of espionage, Iris agrees. After all, Tony was once a very good friend. If he's innocent, she'll happily prove it. If not, well, no one ever said being a spy was easy. If you like the witty banter from the movies from the 30s, this has it. Next up, Bitter Bump Off by C.C. James, 15th in a Flamingo Realty mystery series. Good morning, Mary. How you doing? How was your holidays? She says, Happy Monday and Happy New Year. We're back at you, baby. When Stella O'Neill hosts her first auction at the eerie Cloverfield mansion, whispers of ghostly tales and loads of local gossip abound. Determined to prove herself to her Uncle Chris, not to mention make Oscar proud, she's determined to get the job done and make Flamingo Realty proud. But she's determined to get the job done and make... What? Okay, but she wasn't expecting a mysterious bidder. Add in stolen heirlooms and a murder, and this auction turns into more than a nightmare. Little did she suspect she'd be in the crosshairs next. Sorry about that. The Valentine Cipher. If you're looking for something for next month, something Valentine-oriented. Oh, this series. Yes, I've also started the first book in this series. This is a good one, too. This one is at the beginning of World War II. This is The Valentine Cipher by Anna Elliott and Charles Villet, 8th in the Homefront Sleuths Cozy Mystery Series. Crofters Green is abuzz with excitement. 7 young couples are preparing to say their vows at a Valentine's Day celebration, an event made even more thrilling by the expected arrival of a very important and very secret guest, the most famous woman in the world. But when the beloved village curate is found dead just days before the ceremony, Harry is called in to investigate what looks suspiciously like murder. Then, in London, Evie and Nigel intercept a Norwegian spy's cipher, and the dead curate's name is hidden within it. As the Homefront sleuths race to uncover the truth, they're forced to ask which of the blushing brides is hiding a deadly secret, and can they stop a plot that could change the course of history before vows are spoken and lives are lost. Meanwhile, as love hangs in the air, Evie and Nigel must confront a question that's far more personal, and one only Valentine's Day may help them answer. I enjoyed that series too. Mayhem on the Marzipan Express by Rebecca Connolly. Amateur baker and part-time sleuth Claire Walker may not have won British Battle of the Bakers cooking competition, but she still went home with a grand prize, Jonathan Ainsley's heart. The happy couple boards the famed Scottish train, the Midweek Steam Express, I'm slaughtering that name, temporarily renamed the Marzipan Express in honor of famed chef Alan Gables, who is hosting an exclusive culinary experience for his most devoted fans. Claire is delighted to serve as Alan's sous chef for the trip, hoping to learn some baking tips from the master. The trip has barely begun when the train screeches to a halt. The engine has malfunctioned and must be repaired. While Claire and Johnny explore the train, they discover a dead body in one of the dining cars. It appears to be an accident, but Claire can sense something is wrong as easily as she can sense an overbaked souffle. When the clues all point to Alan as the culprit, Claire and Johnny decide to investigate on their own. Unfortunately, Alan doesn't have an alibi. His assistant is oddly nervous around him, and a shadowy figure keeps appearing at all the wrong times. Could it be someone from Alan's past trying to frame him? Or could Alan be trying to cover his tracks? Claire had hoped for a delicious romantic getaway, not investigating a mysterious death while stress-eating trifle in the kitchen car and trying to not be jealous of a magazine reporter who was flirting with Johnny. It's mayhem in more ways than one. End of that road. Mary said, had a wonderful time with my son and his family. Also saw snow and had an ice storm all in a space of 6 days. Must have been December. And how about me? Did I have a good time with family and friends? I had a good holiday. Yep, we are back to the grind now. No more days off until Memorial Day. So yeah, I enjoyed what I could get. For sure. The Devil in the Details, 11th in the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop Mysteries by Vicki Delaney. Gemma Doyle's excited about celebrating Jane Wilson's big day. It's supposed to mark not only the birthday of Jane, her partner in crime, but also that of the great detective himself. Following the festivities at the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop at Emporium, Gemma heads for the Blue Water Cafe, the site of Jane's party. To make things even better, Jane's wedding is only a week away. But the much anticipated affair quickly turns to disaster when the presence of the bride and groom's respective exes in attendance and other unruly guests. With drama at every corner, Gemma and Jane take a break on the chilly deck overlooking the ocean when they spot the body of a party attendee floating in the water below. As Detective Ryan Ashburton takes a closer look at the guest list, Jane's wedding is in peril, especially when it's revealed that her fiancé, Andy, is a prime suspect. With the police closing in and more lives on the line, it's up to Gemma to keep Andy from prison and save Jane's wedding day from ruin. You've Lost That Livin' Feelin' by Nicholas George. First, looks like, in the Adam Perel series. Introducing Adam Perel, retired drummer, vinyl record store owner, and amateur sleuth. Adam Perel's wild days as a drummer in a rock band are far behind him. Now semi-retired and running a record store in the sleepy town of Cordoba in the mid-California coast, life is considerably calmer, with pleasant surprises such as winning a Lifetime Achievement Award, which Adam learns depressingly is intended for deceased artists. There's plenty of life left in Adam left, though sadly the same can't be said of Righteous Brother tribute artist Barry Haddon, whose dead body is discovered by Adam outside a nightclub. Suddenly, Adam discovers an exciting new hobby, sleuthing. It's easy. Is a knife-wielding robber terrorizing the locals responsible for Barry's murder? As panic and confusion sweep through the town, Adam can't rule anything or anyone out. Unfortunately, his meddling may mean that he'll qualify for that Lifetime Achievement Award sooner than he thought. Like Mother, Like Monster by Lily Harper Hart. 11th in a Return to Magic cozy mystery. Thanksgiving is descending on Whisper Cove, which means turkey stuffing and the local children's holiday pageant. What Rowan Gray Davenport doesn't suspect is a missing child. Lana Davenport has made a new friend. Sadie has paranormal abilities just like her. Before Rowan can wrap her head around that and arrange a playdate, however, Sadie disappears from her bed. Who took her? More importantly, why? Rowan is determined to find answers. Every clue she unearths, however, only creates another question. It seems Sadie's past isn't as opaque as it should be for a 7-year-old. Her parents might not have adopted her legally, and the people she was born to are not the warm and fuzzy sort. Sadie is out there and she's communicating with Lana in her dreams. It's up to Rowan and her magical friends to help the little girl and keep Lana safe in the process. The only problem is the missing little girl's family might be more than Rowan can survive. It's all hands on deck for another crazy monster fight. Just who will come out victorious? Right Way to Die, Dead in Durango by Nikki Haverstock. Aspiring author Jess in Durango, Colorado, helping her great aunt recover after surgery. Is in. Okay. While Jess is considering what she wants to do with her life, she meets Mark, a handsome local reporter, and Jess decides to volunteer at the Durango Writing Group's writing conference with him. When Cassie Fox, a local author whose blockbuster book is being turned into a movie, returns to Durango as the feature speaker, she brings an entire entourage and a trunk full of drama to the event. As the driver for the star author, Jess gets a first-hand view behind the scenes of the conference. She's also the one to find Cassie dead at the opening ceremony. Working with Mark to write and publish her first article is an exciting distraction, but when she stumbles over a compromising situation, Jess realizes her responsibility doesn't end with discovering a dead body. If she isn't careful, she might end up the next target of the killer. End of that row. From Fear to Eternity by Amanda M. Lee, 17th in the Moonstone Bay Cozy Mysteries. Hadley Hunter is living a great life with her fiancé and friends on a magical tropical island with all the crab legs and frozen margaritas in the world. Their only worry is a foul-mouthed parrot who seems to be stalking them. Then the unthinkable happens. Her grandfather disappears from his ranch, and the only clue is a symbol burned into one of the fields. While searching for him, Hadley is accidentally transported to a different plane. I hate it when that happens. And her life is cast into upheaval. Not only is there a killer on the loose on that plane, one who wants Hadley's magic to mount an escape so he can destroy what she holds most dear, but she's also brought face to face with a ghost who looks exactly like her mother. The ghost asks the right questions and seems to know who she is, but Hadley is suspicious, even as part of her doesn't want to be. Upon making it home, it becomes obvious that the shadowy killer is trying to make his way to Moonstone Bay. He has a past there, and it's not a nice one. It's going to take all of Hadley's efforts, as well as those of her friends, to solve this one. Who is the shadow on the other plane? Why does it want to come back? More importantly, who is that ghost with Hadley's mother's face? Charm and Harmed by Scarlet Moss, 2nd in the Wisteria and Wildwood Apothecary Cozy Mysteries. Sloane Kerrigan returns to her coastal hometown to run her family's apothecary, hoping for a quieter life after walking away from a medical career that stopped feeling ethical. What she gets instead is unresolved grief, inherited magic she never asked for, a talking dog with opinions, and a growing suspicion that quiet was never on the menu for a Kerrigan. When a frightened woman asks Sloane for a protection spell and the woman following her turns up dead on the beach the very next morning, Sloane is forced to wonder whether she's accidentally upgrading her from healer to suspect. As gossip spreads faster than sea fog, Sloane discovers the death wasn't caused by magic at all, but by something far more toxic hiding beneath the surface. With an encroaching environmental disaster, corporate cover-ups, and a tight-knit circle of friends who believe muffins are a legitimate crisis response, she must balance science, witchcraft, and common sense before the truth costs someone else their life. Can Sloane uncover what's really killing Bellhaven Harbor before the town and its secrets decide she's next? The Mystery of the Gold Rings by Judith Cutler, third in the Antique Shop Mysteries. Driving home from an auction on a wet autumn evening, Lena slams on the brakes. She's alone on a deserted country road, and just yards away in the middle of a field lies a body. But by the time she finds help and returns with the police, the corpse has vanished without a trace. Shaken, Lena returns to her cozy cottage and makes a much nicer discovery. Hidden inside a battered box of junk she bought at the sale is a medieval gold ring. And when she stumbles on its twin days later, she's delighted. But the glittering rings hold deadly secrets. Lena soon begins to fear they were stolen from a local archaeological dig and that they may be linked to her disappearing corpse. Lena is determined to unearth the truth and protect her reputation for honesty. But how can she solve a murder when no one, apart from her beloved mentor Griff, believes there's even been one? In the blurbs, it's comparing itself to Lovejoy. Tainted Love Valentine Cruise, 13th in the Cruising Through Midlife series by Addison Moore. It's Valentine's Day aboard the Emerald Queen of the Seas. A swingers convention meets a conservative marriage retreat, and love isn't the only thing in the air. Some couples swap more than Valentine's cards, and when a relationship expert takes a fatal dive into the chocolate fountain, someone's swapping murder for romance. Trixie and the gang are exploring the British Isles and France, and so is a killer. Join the fun as they blah blah blah. End of that road. Oops. He says, seems like there are lots of books with magic, etc. in them. Yes, indeed. Angel says, hi PK, Mary, and everyone else in chat. Hello, Angel. It's actually Amy. Sorry about that. Angel Amy. Marinated Lies by Erica Welton. Third in the Burnt End Mystery Series. When Melody's long-lost father walks back into her life after 20 years of silence, she knows something doesn't add up. Ryan's carefully crafted story about reconciliation has too many holes, and his suspicious questions about the restaurant's operations suggest motives that have nothing to do with family. Jackie and Lauren thought they'd face the worst Prairie Rose had to offer. They were wrong. Because Ryan didn't return alone. He brought $1 million debt to a Chicago-based criminal organization, and those debts are collected in blood. As a parade of suspicious investigators descends on Charlie Joe's barbecue shack, each with their own agenda and questionable credentials, Charlie Joe's nieces must determine who's legitimate, who's compromised, and who's working directly for the criminals hunting Ryan. When the danger escalates from surveillance to direct threats, they realize they're not just dealing with one deadbeat father's mistakes. They're caught in the middle of an organized crime operation that views them as collateral damage. Dearly Departed. First in a series by Carly Winter. This is the Patty Byrne Cozy Mysteries, and it's set in the 60s. In the 1960s, she was just a pretty face flying high at 30,000 feet. Stewardess Patricia Byrne has heard it all, the jokes, the assumptions, the pretty face, empty head dismissals, but when she discovers her neighbor Charles murdered in his apartment, Patty is devastated to lose her friend. The police have their suspect list: the angry wife who wouldn't sign divorce papers, the girlfriend who needed money, the fellow soldier from the Vietnam War, and the anti-war protester downstairs. But as Patty digs deeper, she uncovers secrets Charles kept hidden. When a threatening note appears under her pillow, Patty faces a choice: back off and stay safe, or prove that the stupid stewardess is smarter than everyone thinks. Can Patty find the killer before she becomes the next victim? Cinnamon and the Cursed Catmint by Amanda Sturzik. Second in the Catmint Chronicles Cozy Mysteries. The setup. Rowan Thorne thought saving Black Thumb Betty's cafe and herb shop meant her troubles were over. She was wrong. Life in the peculiar, tech-free village of Cresswell-on-Weird is busier than ever. Between managing the cafe and hiding the fact that her cat Cinnamon can talk, Rowan's plate is full. The threat. Just as the teapot stops rattling, the village butcher, Clive Smeaton, sharpens his knives. He has submitted new expansion plans to the village council, plans that would bulldoze Betty's shop and destroy Rowan's inheritance. Sorry, you have to buy it if you want to do that. With the vote looming, Rowan needs a miracle to keep the doors open. The magical glitch. Her best hope lies in Betty's steep secrets and her feline partner. But there is a catastrophe in the kitchen. The cardamom that gave Cinnamon his voice is losing its potency. Good. Desperate to keep their communication alive, Rowan experiments with a new herb, catmint. The chaos. The results are unexpected. Instead of dispensing wisdom, the cursed catmint has Cinnamon belting out Broadway show tunes and leaving the villagers dizzy. The promise. With Rory Nudge hiding from his sheep farming destiny, Arthur Nudge eyeing retirement, and a cat who thinks he's Pavarotti, who doesn't do Broadway shows. Okay. Rowan is running out of allies. Can she decipher the missing pages of her aunt's grimoire and outwit the butcher before the final curtain falls on the cafe? We're probably going to have to end there because the bell's about to ring. We have 3 left. Everybody remember where we parked. Almost made it. Mary says, hi Amy, happy Monday. Amy says, happy Monday to you as well. And, oh, dearly departed sounds good. And Mary says, a big stretch on that last one. Yeah, indeed. Woo! Alrighty. Well, that is it for today. So I think we will have a show on Friday. I'll get that set up. And otherwise, we are back to regularly scheduled programming. We'll have sprints on Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. On Wednesday, we will be looking at The Darker Side, the crime fiction and thrillers published this week. And things are back to normal. Alrighty, thank you guys so much if you're watching now. Appreciate it so much. If you're watching later, appreciate that too. We are about 20 away from hitting 500. We are small but mighty. Alright, hope you have a good Monday. Be safe, read good books, and as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.